back. It's been a tough few weeks in the U.S. after 11 Jewish people were slaughtered in their own temple in Pittsburgh. 80 years ago this week, we look back at one of the most important events of the Holocaust, a nationwide assault on the Jews by Hitler's Third Reich. Now, I spoke with a living survivor of Kristallnacht. Here's his story.
Terrified. Terrified is what you would call it.
Imagine this. You're 6 years old. Watch your home get destroyed, and people are killed right before your eyes. Those are the memories of Manny Klepper.
That is my parents. This picture was taken in Germany.
Well, Manny looks back on that tragic day in Germany, Kristallnacht, also referred to as the Night of Broken Glass. It was the 9th of November, 1938.
There were only approximately 40 to 50 families of Jews who lived in Mering at the time.
The Kleppers were a normal Jewish family living in Germany until...
There was a knock on the door, and my mother opened the door, and there were 6 guys standing at the door that pushed the door open, pushed it to one side, and they came in. They had bats and breaking of glass and furniture, and this is what they call Kristallnacht.
Manny and his siblings were in the cellar.
You couldn't even imagine what it looked like after we went upstairs.
It wasn't just homes and businesses destroyed that night.
267 synagogues were destroyed that one night.
Luckily, Manny survived and lived to tell his story. But for nearly 100 others, their lives were cut short that night. And it wasn't just the Jewish people.
That these people did this for the Third Reich and helped the Jews and this and that.
Manny recalls the entire community being told to gather in front of the convent next to his apartment. 5 people lined up in front when this happened.
Back of that truck, when they lifted up the tarp, was a machine gun. And we had to witness this. And then he spoke a little bit more. Yes, we had to watch when 5 people got murdered in cold blood.
How did you feel? I mean, it was a long time ago, but do you remember how you felt?
Danielle, it's still in my mind. After we came to this country, I had nightmares. And this went on for a couple of years, and I went to a psychologist for help.
UL Associate Professor of German History Richard Frankel says compared to the Holocaust, people are often less educated about this day in history.
It was, at the time, extreme, but I would imagine for many people it just got overshadowed by, of course, what's even worse to come.
Lives were lost, homes destroyed, but memories never forgotten.
Still get tears in my eyes when I talk about it, because I still remember those 5 people that I saw murdered in cold blood, and that will never ever leave my mind. I will never ever forget that.
And in the eyes of a 6-year-old boy, moments like this, Manny says, will never be understood.
I asked my mother, why are they tearing up our apartment? And she just didn't have words. She just said, this is how they treat Jews in Germany.
30,000 men were arrested during Kristallnacht and sent to what would soon become concentration camps. As for Manny, he's from Chicago but has lived in Lafayette for over a decade. It wasn't until the 70th anniversary of the event that Manny even started to talk about his experience in public. Now he shares his memories and educates youth about what happened on that horrific day. Now you can buy Manny's book, which was transcribed by his grandson, on Amazon.com. It's called Kristallnacht, Night of Broken Glass, a Holocaust memoir. Now catch the rest of his story on our website, KADN.com.